When I go to the Boundary Waters and even on some hiking trips, I like to make water filtration as easy as possible once we've gotten to camp. Sometimes when you're on the move during a backpacking trip, gravity filters work well. But at camp, the gravity filter is what I choose to use. And this is the Platypus GravityWorks. This is a 4-liter bag that I swapped out from a 2-liter. It comes in a kit where you can drain it into another Platypus plastic bag reservoir, or you can use the bottle kit. So the bottle kit uses this blue bottle top, and it screws into all Nalgene type bottle caps. So it'll screw into a Nalgene bottle, but also you can use this Dromedary from Mountain Safety Research, MSR, which is just a fancy word for a reservoir. So this is a big old 10-liter bag. You can get them in different sizes. I figured I'd get the 10-liter. I'm not concerned that much about weight on these trips in the Boundary Waters. I mean, it's negligible. It's a couple ounces probably between the different bags. But it's really nice to just have a big bag. So you have a 4-liter reservoir with the Platypus and a 10-liter with the MSR. So you can fill up the Platypus like twice, and you basically have your entire Dromedary full. So, and then what's cool about the Dromedary is it's got this cap that has a couple different modes on it. So one, there's this little nozzle that flips out, and you can squirt water really easily with that. I mean, I never use it, but it might be good for blasting some food particles off of something. Otherwise, I most often use this smaller cap here to pour into my bottles. And then this is the large cap that comes right off, and you can screw on your gravity filter there. And then there's even a handle here that pivots however you want it to be aligned, just so that it's easier to grab and angle this nozzle. So the Dromedary is really handy. You don't need it, but because you can go straight to a Nalgene. And then you have some cords on the back that sort of run through these grommets that cinch up the bag, and you can kind of just hang it like this. You can also hang it upside down, so there's some grommets in this direction as well. So it looks kind of funky when you do that, but you can kind of hang it, you know, just like this, such that it's ready to go. But the problem is, when you take this cap off, the water's just going to come flooding out of there. So I don't ever do this. We just leave it on the ground during our trips, in the shade, because otherwise it'll heat up. If you want your water warmer, if it's really cold and you want it to be a little bit warmer, the black bag is definitely nice. So I'll give you a quick demo of the GravityWorks filter system, how it drains into the MSR Dromedary, and yeah, just give you that quick demo. First thing I'm gonna do is fill up this bag here by the water. You want to be careful not to get too many particles in there, just because it's gonna clog up your filter and you'll have to back flush it more often. So I'm gonna sort of skim the top and try and scoop the water in. You can let water rush in a bit, but you gotta play with what you got. So right there, I didn't get a full 4 liters, but that's enough for me. I'm happy to come back down and do this again. From there, you're going to zip this top shut. There's a sort of a Ziploc type top that you mostly just kind of press until it's mostly sealed. And then from there, we're gonna go hang the bag. Now I sort of am gonna have a hard time showing this because it's high up and I don't have a tripod that'll hold it up to a tree, but there are these clips on the platypus bag, clips right here, and I'm just gonna put it around a branch and hang it up high. Here's that plug I told you about on the for the filter bag. It is not focusing right now, but it's going to go in right here, and it's got a nice little O-ring on there to seal it up. So you just put that guy in, see if I can do this one-handed. And he clicks right into place. So from there, there's a little clip on this hose to keep it plugged up. So there, we're going to now hook up this bottle kit to the Dromedary. Another nice thing is, if you take this cap off, there's a little cap to the bottle kit. You can just screw that right on there. Set that aside. Screw this right in. Now we're ready to go. You just got to place the Dromedary a bit lower than the gravity filter. Then we're going to take this clip here, undo it, and we should be able to see water flowing. Air bubbles are moving. Sometimes air bubbles can be a limiting factor, and there are different ways to get them out of the system, but right now the water is pushing them. This is the filter that it comes with. They're not cheap. You can buy replacements. Tells you which direction is the flow. Just a GravityWorks filter. Do not freeze, do not drop. That's really important. If these freeze, if you have some water left in them at the end of the season and you just leave them in your garage, it's possible you can damage the actual filtration mechanism and it won't filter your water as effectively. So you want to be careful of that. It comes with this tube for this, the filter, this long tube, and then the bottle cap. That's in the bottle kit. If you buy the reservoir kit, which I think the 4-liter bag only comes in the reservoir kit, you don't get the bottle cap. But I have this Dromedary already and I want to use it, so that's why I use the bottle kit. And I just bought the 4-liter kit, and now I have a separate reservoir, and that's totally fine. You might be able to buy the 4-liter bag by itself. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're just gonna wait for this to filter, and then we'll enjoy the fruits of our labor. Once filtration is done, I'll take the cap off this, put the little keeper back on, put the cap on our Dromedary, take the cap off our handy dandy canteen. I'm going to use the smaller cap, and then I like a side pour. Makes it a little easier to control. And that's all there is to it. Cap it back up, leave it in the shade, and you got water for the whole day, basically. Now that's what I do for water when I'm at camp. When I'm on the go, I use a Katadyn or Katadyn BeFree system. Not quite sure how to pronounce the Katadyn, but I've mixed it with a HydraPak Seeker. This is a 2-liter bottle here, and they're just these really flexible bottles. You can get a kit with the BeFree filter, but it just has a little cap that you pop open and you drink straight out of it. And these are replaceable. They're about $25 each. You can get them on sale occasionally. They usually last about 100 liters for good flow. I find that they slow down a bit and then they get sort of frustrating to use, and it'll take a long time to get a liter of water out of them. But when you buy them brand new, oh man, they're quick. So what you're going to do to fill this up is real simple. Just scoop up your water. And these can be a little challenging to fill due to the shape of the opening. Again, just like with the gravity filter, try to be careful to keep particles out of there. Screw the top on, and you're ready to go. So I really like this for when I'm on the go, when I'm in the canoe, when I'm in a kayak, and I also really like it for washing dishes because it's really good for rinsing your dishes with just a little bit of water. I use it for rinsing my toothbrush, rinsing my coffee filters, again, rinsing dishes. It's just very effective for that, and then you at least have clean water for that. You could rinse with lake water if you want, if you're okay with that. I'm largely okay with that, but it's nice to just have clean water as the last thing after you've, soapy washed your dishes, to just use clean water to wash them up. So, super simple system, collapses down to very small when you're not using it, and pretty light. I use it on all my backpacking trips. This is the only water filter I bring on my backpacking trips. I don't worry too much about viruses or any real, exotic water organisms that this won't filter out. This won't filter out viruses. It will filter out giardia. It'll filter out, small particles. It'll filter out all the things that are largely what you should be worrying about in most of North America. Not Central America, but like US and Canada. Unless you have really poor water quality somewhere, most natural water sources, this will filter out most of the things you should be concerned about. Definitely read up on the water areas and the, all the, concerns you should have for your locale. But, this is fine for almost every scenario. So, Katadyn BeFree, love it. Wouldn't be without it, and I'll keep buying them. So, hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little bit on water filtration. I wanted to do a video on this sort of in the field just to show you this is how I use it. Truly, like, this is exactly what I'm doing for my water out in the boundary waters. I find it dependable, it's quick, it's easy. I feel safe drinking this water. The water in the boundary waters watershed is some of the cleanest in the world, but still, I filter my water here when I have the chance, and yeah, I thought you might want to learn a little bit about that as well. It might change how you do things, get away from that slow pump that you probably don't need. It will filter out some more stuff. Some of the pumps have better filters, ceramic filters, they'll filter out more things. But those things might not be a worry for you, depending on where you're going. So, I thought this could be useful. People might speed up their water processing workflow, and the gravity filter, you can go do other things while it's draining. The BeFree, you can do it on the water, and it doesn't take any time at all to scoop it up and just squeeze it right into your mouth. So anyway, hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again later.